California is the lead-in into next week's mega event on pay-per-view in Las Vegas, Nevada at the T-Mobile Center, which is Canelo Alvarez versus Gennady Golovkin. Just your thoughts on that fight. How do you see it? How do you see it going? How do you see it looking? Because a lot of people say it could be a dull fight given their styles, or it could be an exciting fight. It could be a Hagler-Hearns for at least however long it goes. So just your thoughts on the fight.
Well, I think that it's the kind of fight that's so close and so competitive. I think it's going to be just like some of the great middleweight fights in the history of boxing, you know. I go back to the two fights with Carmen Basilio and Sugar Ray Robinson, Marvin Hagler and Sugar Ray Leonard. I mean, you know, that's the kind of fight it is, you know. It's just two guys that everybody wants to see fight each other, and it's finally happening, and I think it's going to be sensational.
You have a prediction on that?
No, I don't have a prediction. I got to keep score. I don't want people calling on HBO saying Letterman was partial to one guy.
Final question on this, and it's 2017 as a whole in boxing. We've had very good fights this year. We've had Santa Cruz Frampton, the rematch. We had Earl Spence versus Kell Brook. We saw what happened with Anthony Joshua versus Vladimir Klitschko. It's been an amazing year of boxing. It's been a resurgent year for boxing where they've had great fights happening. Your thoughts on 2017 as a whole, and what boxing should do to progress what's been going on this year and bring the fans back to boxing?
Well, I mean, there's no doubt that, you know, we got to keep making great fights. Certainly, we're starting off with a great fight next Saturday night with Canelo Alvarez and Gennady Golovkin. We need more fights like that. I'm sort of disappointed that Vladimir Klitschko retired, because I was certainly looking forward to Vladimir Klitschko and Anthony Joshua again. It was a great fight the first time Joshua knocked him out. I didn't think that Vladimir was finished, not by any sense of the imagination. I think he still has a lot of good fights left in him, but hey, Vladimir, I guess, felt he couldn't beat this kid, and he got out, you know. So now the heavyweight division is going to start all over again, and, you know, we got all young guys. I mean, you know, we got Joseph Parker and Joshua and, you know, Luis Ortiz and, you know, fighters like that. And so anyway, you know, the heavyweight division very, very often it keeps people interested in boxing. People always want to know who the heavyweight champion is and what's going on in the heavyweight division. And certainly we got all new young guys that can really punch in the heavyweight division. So it's going to be exciting in 2017 and 2018 to see some of these kids develop.
Just quickly, my last question, beginning you brought up the heavyweights. How far are we from Joshua versus Deontay Wilder, do you think?
Not far at all. It has to be made, you know, without question.
Will he fight somewhere else besides his hometown, though?
I'm sorry, say that again.
Wilder?
Well, Joshua, no. Wilder's fought other places. Joshua's been fighting over
Oh, Joshua,
in the UK,
yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, he's been fighting. He's going to come to the States. I mean, right? That would be the best thing for him to get as a...
To get exposure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, listen, we'll see what Eddie Hearn's promoter does. I mean, you know, Eddie has worked a lot of fights on HBO. He's, you know, we know him. We know his father, Barry Hearn, and without doubt, Matchroom Boxing is going to bring Anthony Joshua to the United States in the very near future. There's no question.
And finally, final question on my end. In your mind, who do you think is the future star of boxing right now? Obviously, Floyd Mayweather is retired. Canelo is the star at the moment. But who do you think would be the future star of boxing? Who do you see up and coming that's, you know what, that guy has it right there?
Well, certainly when I think of guys that really, you know, may take over as the big stars in boxing, I look at Errol Spence. I mean, he's a guy that just keeps looking good. You know, he knocks people out. He's a very big welterweight. You know, he's not small. And, you know, you got to be a big welterweight to beat him, and I don't see anybody beating him. So, you know, I think that if anyone is, you know, can be a bbig star, it's Errol Spence.
Well, I thank you for your time, Harold. Fernando Pimentel, once again, for BehindTheGloves.com and The Fight Guys. Cynthia Conti of?
Ring TV, The Fight Girl and Fight Guys, and sometimes IFL, but yes.
And my good friend Steven Cudeño from?
Steven Cudeño from KOR The Sports on YouTube.
And of course, Harold Letterman from HBO saying, from the StubHub Center, we'll see you at the fights.
Bye, guys.
Bye.